I remember 9 years ago when I started at Alipay, people say, Jack, don't touch the financing sector because it's illegal, you may be in prison. If you want to be successful, learn from the other people's mistakes. Don't learn from the successful stories. As an entrepreneur, you have to get used to be challenged, have to get used to be said no by the other people. We have like 300 people become millionaires. And I ask them, hey, now tell me, you become millionaires because you are smarter than the others? The people say, no. We even cannot find jobs.
Kung bago ka sa channel ko, i-click mo lang ang subscribe button at i-click ang notification bell para makakuha ka ng mga bagong video na gaya nito.
When I graduate from universities, and before I, for 3 years I tried to fill in the universities. So I applied jobs for 30 times, got rejected. I went for a police, they said, no, you're not good. I went to even the KFC. When KFC came to China, come to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only one guy. And we went for police. 5 people, 4 of them accepted. I was the only guy that I received it. So to me, being turned down, rejected. Oh, by the way, I told you that I applied for Harvard for 10 times, rejected. I know I'll be rejected. I just don't want to say that.
Yeah, sorry now. 10 times you wrote them and said, I'd like to come to Harvard.
Yeah. And then I told myself, someday I should go teach there, buddy.
It's so difficult to be a small business owner in China. It took me 5 months to borrow $500.
The people who do the model should believe in the model, and I believe what I do.
We have a secret code for Alibaba success. Just like Open Sesame is the secret code for Alibaba, the secret code for everybody is keep your dream alive, because it might come true someday. This is what the secret code is.
What do you think your core competence is?
Our code is culture. It's not the technology. I think technology is a tool. The core competence of our companies, we have 20,000. We grow from 18 people to now 20,000 young people. And we focus a lot on the value and the mission and making sure the culture, everybody work for helping others instead of just making money. Mm-hmm. People don't like it. So many people I talked to at that time for Alipay, they say, this is the stupidest idea you have ever got. But I say, I don't wear the stupid or clever, as long as people use it. Now we have 800 million people using this Alipay. I learned a lot of things from movies. I learned how to make a speech from the movie called Bodyguard, Whitney Houston. When she sings the songs, I look at her, wow, that's the way that you make a speech, because I never know how to make speech, because I'm not an actor. But when I saw the movie, I say, wow, if you sing from your heart, if you sing naturally, if you're yourself. So I realized, and I learned a lot from the movies, even learned from the Godfathers. I learned, my favorite movie is Forrest Gump, These are the things I learned so much. Mm-hmm. And we discuss about the muse, the inspirations we got from movies.
Why did you call it Alibaba?
Alibaba? Well, when I started, I think internet is global. We should have a global name. And a name that, interesting, like at that time, the best name is Yahoo. Right, I think So I've been thinking for many days, suddenly thinking Alibaba is a good name. So I was happened to be in San Francisco that day. I have a lunch and the waitress come. I asked her, do you know about Alibaba? She said, yes. I said, what is Alibaba? She said, Open Sesame. Good. So I went on the street, asked about 10, 20 people. They all know about Alibaba, 40 Thieves, and Open Sesame. And I think this is a good name. And start with A. Whatever you talk about, Alibaba is always top. We believe the co-company different from the Wall Street. We believe customer number one, employee number two, shareholder number three.
Customer one, employee two, shareholder
number
three.
Yeah, again, this is my religion. It's the customer that pay us the money. It's the employees that drive the innovation. It's the shareholder, and the shareholder always say, I remember the day before we IPO, and a lot of people say, Jack, can I keep up the shares? We were long-term shareholders. But when the crisis came, these guys ran as soon as,
they ran away.
They ran away. My people stayed, customers stayed.
And I want to tell the young people, when most people complain, where the opportunity is. People start to complain. Some people complain. People start to change themselves, changing others. Where the opportunity is where the complaints are. Where the trouble, where is the opportunity. And I always believe that.
而今天，我想把大家请过来，跟大家共同探讨以后至少5年、10年我们要做的事情。那么阿里巴巴我们将做成怎么样？我想，从黄页的时候我就提过，黄页所要瞄准的对象不是国内战略，而是国际战略。我们所有的竞争对手不在于中国，而在于美国的硅谷。如果说第一，我们把阿里巴巴定位，就把它作为国际站点。 我们不要把它定为是国内站点。第二个呢，我想就是我们要学会硅谷人的一种拼劲。如果说我们是早上8点钟下班，8点钟上班，5点钟下班，这个不是搞高科技啊，这个绝对不是我们阿里巴巴能成功。如果说我们有这种精神，反正我上班了，8点钟上班，5点钟下班了 ，OK， 赶紧去其他地方。 人家美国人强就强他的硬件，强就强他的系统建设，这方面确实比你早。但是玩信息玩软的，中国人的脑袋绝不比人家差。我们在座的所有的人的脑袋绝不比任何人差。这就是我们敢跟美国人斗的一些东西，我们绝对敢斗。如果我们是好的 team、好的团队，我们自己知道我们想做什么，我们想干些什么的时候，我相信我们是可以以一当十。 我们能够赢政府机构，我们能够赢其他很多的民营企业、大的这种企业的是什么？凭的是我们的精神、我们的意识、我们的创新概念，以及我们这种拼劲才能去斗。否则的话，跟他们有什么区别呢？谁都知道，Internet 是个泡沫。我刚才讲的危机感就是 Internet 这个泡沫现在越来，什么时候破？然后呢，把股票掉了，eBay 股票会涨。那么有一天 eBay 股票涨了以后，可能阿里巴巴社区的股票涨，所以不要担心。 我觉得 Internet 这个梦不会破，这个泡沫不会破。我们为后面的3、5年所付出的代价是非常惨重，只有这样的惨重的代价，才会赢得我们未来的取得的成功。那么，目标是2002年，阿里巴巴上市。
Ma made it into college on his 3rd try and became an English teacher. With no computing or engineering background, he's an unlikely tech titan, but he says he was captivated by the internet from the moment he first saw it in 1995, when he came to the US as a translator.
I never touched keyboard before. I never using computer before, and I say, what is internet? He said, Jack, search whatever you want on the internet. I said, how can I search? What does search mean? He said, just the type. I said, I don't want to type. Computer is so expensive in China, I don't want to destroy it. He said, it's not a bomb, just the type. So I typed the first word called beer. At that time, very slow. Come out the American beer, Japan beer, and the German beer, but no China beer. So I was curious and I typed China. No China, no data. Came back to Hangzhou with $1 in my pocket, scared, worried, and I came back and I said, I want to do something called internet.
are not a company that normally China call. We call ourselves a company that's running a platform, a company that is running an ecosystem. We are almost everywhere. People say, Jack, you are in the B2B and B2C, and you're calling C2B on finance and online payment, logistics, cloud computing. You are everywhere. Not because we're greedy, not because we want to do it, because we have to do it. If we do not do it, China e-commerce in the years will collapse. I remember 9 years ago when I started Alipay. People say, Jack, don't touch the financing sector because it's illegal, you may be in prison. And we taught ourselves if we don't do it, the China e-commerce will always like a chat room. Everybody say, it's a good thing, and I don't pay, you don't get the things. So I say, well, put me in the prison. Let's make sure that Alipay, the payment solution, works. And people say the payment solution is such a stupid idea. It's an escrow service. I pay you, hold the money, and you get the things. You pay the money. If you don't get the things you want, return the money. They say it's a stupid product. And I say, as long as it solves the problem, I like stupid things, Let's make stupid things smart. Keep on improving every day.
When I started business, because it's so difficult to be a small business owner in China. It took me 5 months to borrow $500 and still failed. No chance. And it is, and I have no any idea about how to run a business. And when I go to register a company called Internet, the registering officer said, no, there's no such a word internet in the dictionary. How can you register an internet? So he said, you have to register another name. So I said, what's the name? He said, computer consulting firm. And I have no idea about what is computer. So my first company is Hanzo Hope, computer consulting firm. It was tough. Without knowing anything about technology, without knowing anything about computer. In the past 15 years, been working. I call myself like a blind man riding on the back of the blind tigers. Those experts riding horses, they all fell. We survived because we worry about the future. We believe the future. We change ourselves. We never complain the others.
Every 5 years, we have a review for our strategy. Now, our strategy is always to look at the 30 years and 10 years. And every strategic decisions we make, we have to ask one question. Is this decision we made solve society problem? Because we believe the bigger social problem you solve, the more successful you are. So if this cannot solve any social problems, we don't do it. Second, is this project is going to be successful in 10 years? If it's going to be successful in 10 years, let's do it. If it's going to be successful in 1 year or 1 month, normally I would say, forget about it. Because why you can be successful in 1 year or 1 month? So we all have to put pen. And 5 years ago, we had a big debate about 10 years later, 20 years, what are the things that China society and the world want? So we say happiness and health. 2H strategy. So happiness and health. We believe Hollywood, the movie industry, bring people happy. Because today, nobody's happy. Rich people not happy, poor people not happy, At least when I watch a movie, I feel happy about it, right? So I think we should partner with the Hollywood, especially like a lot of, we have a different way of living. In China, the movie, we have a lot of heroes. But China movies, heroes always dead. The American movie hero never die. If all the heroes die, who want to be the hero? So my movie, I want to make the hero live. Right, so this is, I think we should learn a lot. And it's only about 2 years, so we have another 8 years to go. I want to make our company that it's not e-commerce. It's something that giving people inspirations. Giving people, because I learn a lot. For example, I always say that my favorite movie, Forrest Gump. Life's tough. This is I learned, and that inspired me.
That is why when people call me crazy, stupid in the past 17 years, you're crazy, you're doing something never work. You're stupid, how can you do that model? Amazon this model, eBay this model, why Alibaba this model? I told myself, Forrest Gump said, go ahead. Never care about what the other people. And the other thing, Forrest Gump said, nobody make money out of the catching whales. People make money by catching shrimps. So we serve small business.
Fair enough.
When we started the e-commerce, nobody believed that China would have e-commerce because people believe on the guanxi, face-to-face, and all kinds of networking traditional ways. There's no trust system in China.
He had to overcome centuries of tradition by showing Chinese buyers and sellers that they could trust Alibaba with their money in this new virtual world. He did it by guaranteeing the transactions and creating his own payment system, an escrow account where Alibaba holds the buyer's money until the goods are delivered.
Every day we finish more than 30 million transactions. And that means that you are buying things from somebody you have never seen. You are giving products to the person you have never met. And there are some guys you never know that he's going to take your products to that place, to that person. I want to tell the people that the trust is there.
Because it's all about trust.
It's all about the trust.
Who works harder? The people at eBay or the people at Alibaba?
But sometimes you have not only have to work hard, you have to work smart.
So would you say you work smarter than eBay? I'd have to say yes, right?
Well, so far.
Yeah, so far. Okay.
Because I think, we are pretty lucky people. And the people say, you work very hard. True, in this world, there's so many people work very hard. But they're not that. I told my team when we IPO'd, I asked a lot of people sitting there, I say, all of you guys, most of you guys millionaires and so rich. But 15 years ago, who are we? It's so difficult for us to hire people 15 years ago. People who are not that bad. I said, people can still walk on the street. We hire them. Because nobody believes internet. And they join the company. Those people who believe they're smart, they were headhunted to the other company. They set up their own company. Those people, nobody go to headhunting them. They stayed. Today they be successful. Very key reasons, we insist, we persist, we never give up.
Okay.
We believe the dreams together.
One of the things that's so fascinating to me is that Amazon and Jeff Bezos have pursued what might be described as a very asset-heavy business model. They're buying airplanes. They want to own the entire supply chain from beginning to end. And Alibaba has effectively an asset-light business. It is very much, in terms of the retail piece of this, the opposite. You don't want to own the warehouses. You don't want to own the logistics companies. How do you think about that? Is Jeff Bezos right, or are you right? And is there going to be a meeting in the middle?
I hope both are right. And because the world can never have one model. If the world has only one correct model, the world is too boring. Right? We need to have all kinds of models. And the people who do the model should believe in the model. And I believe what I do. Right? The difference between Amazon and us. Amazon is more like an empire. Everything they should control themselves, buy and sell. And our philosophy is that we want to be an ecosystem. Our philosophy is to empower others to sell, empower others to service, making sure the other people are more powerful than us. Making sure with our technology, our innovation, our partners, our 10 million small business sellers, they can compete with Microsoft, IBM. Our philosophy is that we think using internet technology, we can make every company become Amazon.
I learned my English by myself when I was 12 years old. For whatever reason, I don't know, I just fell in love with the language. Every morning from 5 o'clock, I rode a bicycle about 40 minutes to the Hangzhou hotel, looking for foreign tourists to teach me English. I showed them around the city, and they taught me English. My English is not perfect, but the things I learned so interesting because the the Americans, the foreign tourists visit China, they told me are so different from the things I learned from my parents and my teachers. Yes, I was in Cultural Revolution, everything I taught, so different. Since then, everything I learned, I've got a habit. You have to think, use your own brain to think about it. Just 1 more minute. When everything body say yes, wait for 1 minute. When everybody say no, wait for 1 minute. You think about it carefully. Because if you look at the world in a different way, you might do it in a different way.
In the future, you will not make money by the service you offer. How good service you do. It's going to be how efficient you are. And Alibaba, we are a company right now have 20, does not including the financial group. We have 25 units, 25 different business units. Maybe in the future we might have 50, I don't know, right? We have that many units, and we are almost in everywhere. We control our head counts by efficiency we have. We only have 24,000 people. I tell you a story. The thing I feel proud of, 2 years ago, we started to have a budgeting meeting, and I asked my team, well, year 2012, if we want to double all the numbers we have, how many people we need? And people say 7,800 new people. I said, no, check it again. And then they say 6,800 people. I said, no. And my people ask me, how many you want? I said, 200. They said, no, impossible, 200. My answer is that for years, we discussed we should hire more people for future. I've heard this for 10 years. Now, let's just do the efficient thing. And I told all the management, if we have net headcount over 200, even 1 people, we should have no bonus for whole year for year 2012. And then we start the plan. Year 2012, we net lose 1,000 people. All the number doubled. And I say, if we want to create more jobs for the others, let's keep our headcounts. Make sure, because right now we have over 500 million registered users on Taobao. No matter how many people we hire ourselves, we cannot be, it's always not enough people. So we can focus on technology, focusing on making sure the platform is efficiency, focusing on everybody makes the difference in the platform. That will make the difference.
Kung bago ka sa channel ko, i-click mo lang ang subscribe button at i-click ang notification bell para makakuha ka ng mga bagong video na gaya nito.